Hey guys, how's it going? Game wrapped up maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, and feel like we learned some stuff out there today. Week 2 of the preseason, we did see the starters for a good amount. We saw the opposing team starters for a decent amount as well. Um, I'm not thrilled about the way this one went. I think that we looked not so great out there today. I won't say that we looked bad because there is some stuff to feel pretty good about, but there were some things that happened tonight that really made me think, we could be looking at some of the same things this year that we did last year. And that would not be a very good season. That would, in this conference, probably find ourselves out of the playoffs again. So let's start with the offense. Let's run it down real quick. To me, there was a very clear moment in this game where things went from good to bad. That first drive, first couple drives, really, I thought the offense looked good. Wilson was sharp for pretty much the whole game. He ended up playing the whole first half, which to me was a sign that the team was not getting everything the team was not getting everything that they wanted out of the first string offense, so they left them in for the whole first half, which is not good. I don't like that, but I don't hate seeing the starters for more snaps, I guess. And to me, the offense looked good. We were running the ball with Chris Carson. Carson looked good. Wilson was sharp. He missed a couple throws, but those were mostly in the second quarter. Brandon Marshall drew a pass interference flag. Jaron Brown made a couple of really good plays in this game and clearly showed that he deserves to make this team. David Moore actually had two really cool plays in this game. Had a 50-yard catch, and then he caught a cool little, I guess it wasn't even really a slant pass. It was just a one-on-one jump ball in the red zone, and he got it down to the 1-yard line. So the offense looked good, and then DJ Fluker went down with an injury. He left. He did not come back. It didn't look over the top severe, but it kept him out of the game. And then the wheels started to come off a little bit. We didn't run the ball very well after Fluker left. We didn't pass protect very well. I thought the pass protection in the first couple of drives was okay. And then after Fluker left, we started to notice things like, holy shit, Jermaine Ifedi looks awful, guys. And I don't even know what to say about this anymore. I was hoping that Ifedi would look better under a new coach with Mike Solari. He looks worse. And I didn't really notice him that much last week, so I was going to not really say anything. And I am more than happy to give a guy a little bit of credit to, have a bad game every now and then. But, guys, and if you guys have been watching Seahawks football the last 2 years, you guys know how bad Ifedi has looked, and tonight he looked worse. And I don't know if Fluker coming out of the game was like a domino effect that made us notice things like that more, but he got blown up on a third down and goal play. He got beat around the edge several times. It was bad. And that's the number one thing that I'm coming out of this game feeling like we don't know what we're doing at right tackle. Even if Fluker's fine, which I think that he is, if Fluker comes back, we still don't know what we're doing at right tackle, guys. We got Ifedi. Fant is the backup left tackle, which I don't want to put Fant at right tackle after he's played left tackle pretty much his whole very short career. Oh boy, I'm watching extra innings over here, the Mariners. We need this one, guys, and we've blown this one, so yeah, we need this one. That's the best I can say about that. But anyway, sorry. um, I and then behind him we have somebody who looks just as bad. He got beat a few times in the second half of this game at right tackle, so I have no idea what we do there, but it was bad, and it looked so bad that I think that if that carries through into the regular season, it's going to inhibit everything else because, for the most part, offensively, everything else was fine. Obviously, like I said, the offensive line slipped up a bit after Fluker left, but Obviously, when your level of talent on those front lines goes down a little bit, you're going to notice. And yeah, I'm okay with most of the stuff I saw out there, but there was enough going wrong with Jermaine Ifedi and Jordan Roos, I think his name is, who came in for Fluker, that I'm like, what now? What happens the rest of this season when we need to lean on those guys? Because I mean, Ifedi, I mean, we've all already kind of given up on the guy, but if he can't even play below average football, right now he looks like a guy who should not make the team. And we don't have any other options at right tackle, so this is bad, guys. This has taken me down a little bit from where I was last week because I mean, week one, we're playing Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. Later on, we're going to be playing the guys that the Bears and the Cowboys have. They have good outside rushers. Every team has good outside rushers, man. And we out here rolling with Jermaine Ifedi, turnstile. That's not going to work. Okay. Top of the 10th. One out. Anyway, second string offense. Austin Davis didn't do anything. He looked pretty bad, honestly. Alex Magoo, all he did was check it down except for one drive, the one touchdown drive where he actually made some dope throws to Cyril Grayson Jr. and the touchdown to Malik Turner. He actually did some good shit out there. Other than that, he was just checking it down to CJ Procise. So backup quarterback situation, not horrible, but not really where you want to be. Not something you're very happy about. CJ Procise got hit a few times and he didn't get hurt, so that's a big positive. I'm happy about that. Um, yeah, offense was fine. I'm not crazy about some of the stuff I saw out there, but they were okay. Defense, guys, it is so weird. We have so many guys on this team who don't do the right things a pretty fair percentage of the time, and we're just so used to having guys that do the right thing every time. They don't make every play, but they filled the gaps the way they were supposed to be filled. They tackled with their arms. They didn't blow coverages. And now you look at all the guys we lost, the guys we don't have, and I have to find a way to adjust my expectations down so much for these guys because so many plays they don't get the right coverage, they don't fill the hole, they get beat, they don't get any pressure on the quarterback, and I got to temper things a little bit because realistically the defense, there was some good stuff, some bad stuff. Phillip Rivers mostly kept it to the simple stuff out there. He completed 6 or 7 passes. He didn't really do much down the field. He was just keeping it pretty simple and short. They had I think they had a touchdown drive with Rivers in the game. Oh shit. Okay. Um, but there are just so many plays where things are just not going the way that you expect. And for somebody like me who is used to guys like Cam Chancellor just always making the tackle and always being in the right spot and always filling the gap, it's tough to watch guys like Delano Hill out there who is constantly in the wrong position, constantly giving up big runs, constantly just letting the Chargers have easy yards. Guys like you know, our backup linebackers just not tackling very well. So I don't know. I think I just have to tone it down a little bit when it comes to my expectations. We gave up some stuff in coverage, of course. That's going to be the new norm for a little while these new secondary guys get their feet underneath them. Mike Williams, we gave up a touchdown to him. Honestly, Akeem King was in great coverage, and there's not a lot you can do about that. There's a reason why Mike Williams was highly drafted. Some pretty good stuff from guys like Rasheem Green, who had a monster game. Rasheem Green went off again, a sack and a half, a tackle for loss, 2 tackles for loss, actually, 4 quarterback hits. Just a monster, guys. That guy needs to start right away. That's one thing about this game that makes me feel good. We have somebody who can play across from Frank Clark. Quentin Jefferson had one really good play out there, and I think he played pretty well in general. The backups got pretty good pressure on the Geno Smith and Cardell Jones. They didn't finish some plays. They definitely had a couple situations where it looked like they had the play collapsed, and then um, Cardell or Gino would just break out for a long run. But I like the pressure I saw from a lot of those guys. The starters, there was some good stuff in terms of pressure from them, but still not totally getting what I need because I know that those guys need to excel because our secondary is getting mediocre this year. So, okay, not great. Special teams, we hit our 2 field goals, and let's see, John Ryan had a bad punt that caused a punt return touchdown. So it's becoming more and more clear that Michael Dixon, that is his job to lose, and I have to believe Michael Dixon's going to be the guy. It's possible that I'm feeling very differently about this game if not for the fumble at the 1 yard line and the penalty that called back the Carson touchdown. Both those things obviously really bad. You can't have that. But I don't know. I was uninspired tonight. But again, not terrible. I think this team has a lot of things to be excited about, but after tonight, I have some questions again, namely about that right tackle spot because that is not going away, and Von Miller is waiting for us week 1. So a little rambly. It was a weird game. I don't know. I'm underwhelmed, but it certainly wasn't a bad game. I don't think. And that's what I got. I'm going to watch this extra inning session right here because we need this one bad, guys. All right. I'll make another video before the 3rd preseason game, which is probably the most important one, and I'll see you guys then.